Sometimes people want love so badly that they rush toward connection before ever truly understanding themselves. And for a little while, the excitement can feel like healing. Having someone beside you, someone to come home to, someone to laugh with, someone to quiet the loneliness. But relationships have a strange way of revealing the parts of ourselves we never stop long enough to examine. The fears, the insecurities, the control, the defensiveness, the emotional habits we thought belonged to someone else, until they quietly follow us into every room we enter. And sometimes people spend more time analyzing each other than they do honestly reflecting on ourselves, because self-reflection is uncomfortable. It asks hard questions. It requires humility, accountability, emotional honesty, the willingness to say, maybe part of this is ours too. And that can feel terrifying, especially in a world constantly teaching people to defend themselves instead of deeply knowing ourselves. But growth has always required self-awareness. You cannot grow what you do not know. And maybe that's part of why so many relationships slowly repeat the same emotional patterns. Different faces, different homes, different promises, yet somehow the same conflicts keep finding their way back. Because people often hope love will remove the parts of ourselves we never fully confronted alone. But real connection does not happen when two people avoid themselves together. It happens when people become willing to lay down their pride long enough to truly see ourselves clearly, not perfectly, not shamefully, honestly. Because there is something quietly powerful about people who can pause, reflect, and choose growth over ego. Not because they were forced to, but because they became tired of repeating pain they no longer wanted to carry forward. And maybe one of the most meaningful accomplishments in life is not becoming flawless, but becoming aware enough to recognize the parts of ourselves that needed healing, and having the courage to change them. Because maybe the goal was never perfection. Maybe the goal was simply becoming more aware, more honest, more open, more capable of love than we once were. And there is something deeply peaceful about no longer repeating the same pain, about finally communicating differently, finally listening differently, finally loving differently. Because growth may be uncomfortable, but it is also one of the most rewarding feelings a person can experience, to look back at old versions of ourselves and quietly realize we're not there anymore.